Hi everyone, I am Hil Kadangwan of Lukban, Quezon, Philippines, and I am the owner of Kadat Handcrafted. And my daughter will...
Yeah, we would like to invite you on the upcoming at Covering Profitable Philippine Products on Saturday 9 o'clock a.m. See you there.
What do grass, fashion, and the future of sustainable designs have in common? Well, you're about to find out. Now, did you know that in the Philippines, a civil engineer turned discarded grass and leaves into a leather alternative? And not only that, he handcrafted it. He perfected it in 10 years. And now it's ready for the US market. Let's explore how this eco-friendly innovation could be the next big thing in sustainable fashion in the US market. I've got a quick joke for all of you. What do you call a wallet that grows in the garden? A cash crop? Welcome, everyone. My name is Ferdinand, your #1 Philippine-made product advocate in the US market, and also the co-founder of Emporium, and the co-host of this episode of Uncovering Profitable Philippine-Made Products in the US Market. Is brought to you by Emporium, of course. And Emporium's goal is to create awareness and sales opportunities for Philippine-made products in the US market. That's our #1 goal. Now, teamwork is everything on this live stream, okay? Everything. So, joining me live from Cavite, Philippines, is the none other than, well, he's the founder of JLS MEBC Consulting, and he's also Emporium's collaborating partner specializing in export management. He helps a lot of Philippine-made products get ready for exporting, okay? All the way from Cavite, Philippines. Please welcome my friend, partner, my co-host here in upcoming, Uncovering Profitable Philippine-Made Products, Jeremy Solomon of JLS MEBC. Wow, I was having a little bit technical difficulty. What's up, bro?
What's up? I'm good. Mabuti naman kami dito sa Pilipinas, Brother Ferdinand. At ito nga, sobrang excited na naman ako sa next featured guest natin. All the way to Lukban, Quezon. Tayo ngayon. Yeah. Look at that.
How far is Lukban from you?
Ang pagkakaalam ko, pare, kailangan kong byumahin ng eroplano. Teka. Meron din akong joke. Para
okay,
naman...
go ahead.
No. My turn. Why did the grass leather fiber get promoted? Business.
This is a good one. This is a good one. I can sense it. Go ahead. What is it?
All right, all right. Because it never folded under pressure and always stayed rooted in sustainability. Pare, tayo, pakori ng style natin.
Sige na nga. Okay. Why don't we just get
Alright.
to tell them exactly what the show is about? So I'll get out
Alright.
of here. I'll get out of here before I keep laughing.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, welcome back to our weekly show uncovering profitable Philippine products live stream. At JLSM EBC, we are dedicated to supporting Emporium's goal of bringing Filipino-made products to the forefront on a global scale. I am excited to strengthen the alliance between JLSM EBC, your expert business consulting agency, and Emporium's expert management specialist and collaborator. Together, we aim to boost Filipino products in the international market, such as, of course, the US, while empowering our local entrepreneurs. Ngayong Sabado, eto ngayon, maganda. We are presenting our 13th featured guest in our live stream. You probably wondering, no, how a proudly Filipino grass leather fiber brand made its way to the top fashion and specialty artisans ngayon. Nagkakalat na siya ngayon dito sa Philippines. Ang dami mga artisans na gustong-gusto ang kanyang produkto. Okay, so today, we're diving into the world of Kadat, a groundbreaking company redefining the leather industry with 100% natural, plant-based alternative. Founded on a principle of Earth First, Kadat is more than just a brand. It's a movement towards sustainability, social impact, and eco-conscious craftsmanship. With over a decade of research and development, they have created a durable, cruelty-free, and biodegradable leather alternative made from grass fibers, offering our industry a stylish yet responsible choice between sustainability. Kadat is a deeply rooted in Filipino heritage and community empowerment. The name itself comes from Kadang. Yun, maririnig nyo ulit yan kay Brother Hill, no? Dialect of a northern Philippines meaning grass, while also paying tribute to its founder, Mr. Hill Kadawan, and his vision for the development alternative textile. By supporting our local artisans, Lukban, Quezon, Kadat is not only reducing environmental impact but also creating a livelihood opportunities for undeveloped communities. From wallets and bags to belts and keychains, their plant-based leather is proving to be future to eco-friendly fashion and accessories. Throughout the show, we will introduce products that promote a feel-good, of course, look good, and be good lifestyle. Beneficial for consumers and profitable for businesses, showcasing Philippine items. So stay tuned as we explore their products and journey to uncovering profitable Philippine-made opportunities. Balik sa'yo, Brother Ferdinand.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. That was an amazing. You could probably go on with all the with the introduction because this gentleman and his daughter has done so many things already.
Exactly.
All alone,
yeah.
So,
At iba itong tandem ng mag-ama na to. And we want to know more. How are they doing it? Di ba?
Yep, definitely.
That
So
teamwork,
what I wanted to tell everyone is that on this show, our purpose is three things. First one is to empower Philippine manufacturers to do more exporting. That's one. Number two, we want to help U.S. buyers discover Philippine-made products, especially now. And that's another show altogether if I were to expand on that, because there's a lot of amazing things that are coming in the way of, well, let's just say, I think it's an opportunity for Philippines. So third, we want to go ahead and showcase the stories of amazing Philippine exporters and manufacturers, just like Kadat Handcrafted. Their story is amazing. So hopefully we get to know a little bit about them in their presentation today. But before we go ahead and move on to the actual presentation, why don't we go ahead and do a quick break so we can reset and also highlight who was here 2 weeks ago. So let's go ahead and bring up the company that was here 2 weeks ago. Her name is Veronica Maputi from Tribal Miracle Oil.
Hello, good morning everybody. My name is Veronica Maputi. I am the owner of Tribal Miracle Oil Supply. I'm from Sibulan, Negros Oriental.
And we're back. So why don't we get the show on the road, just like what they said. Let me go ahead and introduce our guest presenter for today. He's an experienced civil engineer with a strong background in contracting, skilled in managing and executing large-scale construction projects. He has a knack for innovation, having accidentally developed 2 sustainable products, an eco-friendly leather alternative made from grass and leaves, and a charcoal briquette derived from the same materials. These unexpected innovations highlight his creative problem-solving abilities and commitment to sustainability in both engineering and everyday solution. Joining him today is the marketing director for Kadat Handcrafted. Her name is Michelle Cadawan, but please welcome also the founder of Kadat Handcrafted. Please welcome Gil or Hill Cadawan. Hi there, guys. Kamusta? Oops. There you go. Nasa mute kayo. We always do that. There's always a mute. So kamusta kayong dalawa?
Good morning again. We're so excited.
Good morning, Ferdy. Ferdy, good morning, and Jeremy. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah.
Let me bring back Jeremy so he can go ahead and say hello to you.
Ayun, hello Michelle. Kamusta,
Jeremy,
Mr.
how are you?
Hill? Alright, exciting itong mangyayari ngayon. Tingnan nyo naman yung background ko. Prino-promote ko kagad-agad ang Lukban.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat.
Yes, it's a tourist spot.
There's so much that you guys need to talk about. So why don't we get to your presentation if you guys are ready. Michelle, are you ready with your PowerPoint?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, just
There
let me
you
know.
go.
I'm gonna go ahead and be ready. I'm gonna take Jeremy and I out, okay? So
So, how many times can you come across a product that is made from grass and leaves? We are able to create a plant-based leather made from grass and leaves. We are proud to present our company, Kadat Handcrafted, which is formally established just last 2022. Kadat is the Philippines' first sustainable plant-based leather-like non-woven textile, which is handcrafted using traditional methods. Kadat is a Gadang term which means grass, but Gadang is
Gadang is a dialect from northeastern Philippines in Isabela, and I was born in Isabela, so that's it. It is called. We term it when we say kadat means grass in our native dialect.
So how did it start? Some people are asking, are you really someone who tried to invent leather from grass and leaves?
No, it happens by accident, Michelle. You know, during our construction years, there are a lot of. I need to clear up
Debris.
the debris, and I decided to make a charcoal out of the debris. But all of the sudden, I was able to discover plants or leaves and grasses that can be, it could be, it's out of my imagination, that it can be done as a fabric. So after 9 years of experiment, and here it is.
Yeah, after those 9 years, actually more than 9 years, it's already a decade,
Maybe, yeah,
right? So
more. Yeah.
since then, we were able to make a lot of fashion accessories. We started with small items like purses, wallets, card holders, but now we are able to make handbags already with different colors. So here is also an example of our cutlery, our coaster, a bill holder for those restaurants looking for a plant-based leather-like material. And we also have small items like keychains which sells for $1 or more. And we started selling our products. We publicly launched our company just last June 2023 through
That's
the
it.
DTI's
Correct.
help through their program Kalakal Calabarzon Regional Trade Fair, which is very surprising for us because we won the award Most Innovative Product for the non-food category. So good job.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, we are lucky to
So
have.
a lot of people are asking, where do we source our raw materials? We are proud to say that everything is locally made.
Yeah, we source our raw materials here in Lukban because the rate of rainfall here in Lukban is very high, and you will not run out of grass and a lot of fibers
Yeah.
because of the geographical location of Lukban. It is nestled around the foot of Mount Banahaw.
Mm-hmm. So in that sense, we can say that it is sustainable because Philippines being a tropical
Tropical.
country, grass and leaves are abundant. And as my father said a while ago, that rain falls throughout the year in our town, Lukban, Quezon.
Correct.
So the question, innovative, is it innovative? Check. Sustainable? Check. But is it also eco-friendly?
It is eco-friendly because it's plant-based.
Yeah.
And when we say grass or any plant fiber, it can be recycled. In fact, you can do a lot of things. Not only that it's biodegradable, it's sustainable, and you know, you can do a lot of things
Yeah, as much as
from it.
possible, we also do not use any plastic component in our manufacturing process. And um, there is one thing that surprised me also, that
Mm.
when you leave out, for example, you forget that you have a Kaddat wallet. After how many years, when you realize, or when you found it in the, like, your cabinet, it will degrade in itself because it
It
is
is.
really plant based and it has no toxic chemicals, right?
Yes, that's right.
So how is it different from other leather alternatives? We can say that our product is durable, it is heat resistant, and it is also water resistant. So a lot of people are asking, why do we continue doing this?
You see, Michelle, the world is looking for an alternative textile other than plastic and animal hide. And you see, Mexico has this cactus now, and Holland has this mango. They're experimenting with mango puree to make it as a alternative to plastic.
Yeah, with that, we believe that that has a huge potential given the current trends in the international market, and it is also not limited to fashion accessories. We can also use it for
Yeah,
upholstery,
furnitures, anything.
furnitures.
Sorry, anything that a plastic any product from plastic and rubber, you can also use kadat. And I've experimented that for a decade now. But we are continually improve. That's why I told them Kadat is here to stay. We will continually improve our product.
So, for our vision, it is to create a global market for Philippine-made plant-based leather products, which is an eco-friendly alternative that supports sustainable practices while maintaining high standards of quality and performance. While our mission is to revolutionize the textile industry by providing a sustainable, innovative, and high-quality alternative to traditional leather. So one of our advocacies also is we want to create sustainable economic opportunities for communities, especially the nearby towns.
Yeah, it has been my advocacy and that's my dream and my goal to create jobs in our community.
So for those interested in in our products, we you can reach us through our Gmail, kadathandcrafted, kadathandcrafted@gmail.com, our Facebook page, kadathandcrafted, and through our mobile number. So that's our presentation. Thank you.
MG. OMG, brother. Ay, gosh. Napaluha ako doon. Nakamute ka, Brother Ferdinand.
No, I wanted you to talk first. So go ahead.
Yeah. Napayak ako doon sa sabi ni Mr. Mr. Hill. He's creating job. Yung kailangan natin gawin creating more jobs, and then he's helping Mother Earth. Grabe. So pasok na pasok. I cannot.
Thank you.
Oh my God, ganda.
Earlier before we started the show, you made a joke about having a daughter as a sort of even a business partner. I think she's shown like you guys have make a great team when your little presentation there. I love that. I love the discussion back and forth. You guys both love it, and I'm hoping a lot of amazing things for you. A lot of amazing things, because right now we're about to sort of expand your horizons more so than you probably has already expanded with Jeremy's next information. We want to get excited. I love your presentation. Well thought out. At the end of the day, that is exactly what the U.S. just needs right now, is completely educate them. You need to continually do that. But before you can continue to do that, let's excite you both to tell you exactly what is the potential of your products globally. So if you guys are ready for Jeremy, why don't we get started so he can go ahead and tell you all about what's in store for you. You guys game?
Yeah.
Game na game.
All right.
Ayan. All right, so solo ko na kayo. So everyone is aware of the significant potential of Philippine products in the global market. During our live stream, we aim to highlight the unique, profitable Philippine offerings that contribute to looking good, feeling good, and being good. In addition to being a certified digital expert enabler, recognized by the International Trade Center, my role in this show is to prepare Philippine brands to the global market and help them capitalize their export potential. Based on my initial research, this is how my segments flows, no? Pero bago tayo mag-umpisa, syempre, tanong muna natin si Mr. Hill and Miss Michelle Kadawan. Are you both ready, madam and sir?
We're born ready.
Born
Excited.
ready! Nice, great. So, we will actually go from, first muna is yung about the cultural significance ng produkto po ninyo. And then we will go to the real-time international market analysis. And then the third one is countries other than the Philippines where USA is importing your flagship product, which is the International Harmonized Systems Code na 560300. Plant-based, fibers leather, non-woven, whether or not impregnated, coated, covered, or laminated. That's the sabihin na natin, very specific sa mga International Harmonized Systems Code. Then number 4, and lastly is yung export trade between, of course, the Philippines and the USA. So let's begin, no? So, yan. So, cultural significance muna. So, indigenous weaving tradition. So, lumalabas, itong produkto ninyo is a Filipino craftsmanship. So, maganda na ginawa ninyo to wherein kinombine na ninyo yung grass, no, yung banig, and all of these things talagang nandun naman na sa ating tradition, no. Maganda yung ginawa nyo, ine-extend nyo lang at nagbibigay kayo ng bagong produkto na pwede nilang gamitin. Maganda yung ginawa po ninyo. In fact, this is already a Spanish era heritage in leatherwork. So yung ginagawa po ninyo, hindi na po siya bago, pero what makes it new on this point in time is that you were able to innovate yung grass and you were able to use it for an alternative for a leather na organic, di ba? Normally yung cow yung ginagamit natin or whatever. So maganda po yun. That's second. The third one is sustainability innovations from nature. The Philippines has really had a deep tradition on using plant fibers. Nandyan yung abaca, fiber, banana, kugod, and now you are maximizing the grass. So ang ganda ng ginawa po ninyo yon. Ang galing ng idea ni Mr. Hill at ang galing ng suporta ni Miss Michelle sa kanyang dad, no? So maganda yon. And in fact, you're doing it with a cruelty-free flavor. Just imagine yung leather with a cow, di ba? So alam natin kung paano pinapatay yung cow. Pero dito, it's a grass. So talagang walang mga sabihin na nating kaluluwa yung cow na katulad ng cow natin, di ba? The fourth one is yung bayanihan. So I am deeply, touched nung sinabi ni Mr. Hill na they are doing sabihin na nating community-based advocacy wherein he's creating job. Grabe, ang dami talagang, doon palagi ako napapaiyak. Kaya nung narinig ko na nag-create ng business and job si Mr. Hill, oh my God, we need to help Mr. Hill conquer the world, not only US, di ba? And lastly, symbol of resiliency and adaptability. So alam natin, no, Filipino plant-based leather embodies the country's resourcefulness, transforming local fibers into a durable, non-woven materials, and this appeals for looking for unique, high quality, and weather-resistant textile. So grabe, ang ganda ng cultural significance nung ginawa po ninyo. So of course, sabi nyo, Jeremy, now that you are embedded yung cultural significance ng produkto natin, ngayon is that we will actually focus yung kadat, no, leather, which is basically a biodegradable, nasabi na ninyo, sustainable alternative to from a plant, no, plant-based siya. And ang daming advantage nitong actually nung leather natin. But of course, ang importante ngayon is that yung mga importers natin na gustong bumili ng produkto nyo, naririnig pa lang nila, nakikita pa lang nila sa mga end product ng mismong sheet natin, paano nila i-order ito? So, for those who would want to import these, is that make sure na maisulat nyo itong Harmonized Systems Code 5603, pero there's a additional numbers on the end, no, to end. Okay, the reason is that when I am actually researching the Harmonized Systems Code 5603, meron pala siyang dalawa na classification, no? One of which is that it's natural and the other one is synthetic. So later, i-expand natin to kung ano-ano tong mga to, no? So now, let's move forward. Did you know that the Harmonized Systems Code 5603 has 8 types, no? 8 types. So may 4 na kategorya siya. Sa organic, ang kailangan nating maisulat is 5603, the 90 series. When I say 90 series is that it really depends on the weight ng kaniyang leather, no? Kasi ang usapan diyan is normally yarda, di ba? 1 metro ang usapan diyan, no? So titignan natin ngayon kung yung leather sheet ba ni Mr. Kadang na ipapagawa nyo sa kanya is more than 150 grams per square meter or within 70 to 150 and 25 to 70. And lastly, of course, is 25 and below. Okay, bakit napaka-importante yung weight? Kasi ito yung classification ng international standard. No, yung mga produkto na natural made na sa series ng 560390 series is basically nakategorize sila sa weight. So meaning to say, if you intend to use Mr. Kadang's leather, you have to tell him na pwede ba nating i-adjust yung weight so that pumasok sa ganitong category. Kasi it has a different use. Imagine nyo, no, yung sinasabi ni Mr. Kadang kanina na ang dami kasi siyang pwedeng gawin. So in fact, ito yung mga pwede nyong gawin. Structured handbags, stiffen hats, corset, insoles, upholstery. Kapag ka 70 to 150, garments, handbag linings, hat lining. So marami talaga siya. Okay, sasabihin mo, Jeremy, what are these? Bakit may red, nandyan si US, Germany, and China? These are the the countries that are actually using this harmonized systems code kapag ka gusto nilang mag-import. So, case example natin, si 560392, itong dalawa, si USA at saka si China, dito sila nagko-concentrate. Ibig sabihin nun, dalawang country yan, no? Dito naman sa kabila, mapapansin mo, like I said kanina, bakit merong 5603 10 series? Because this is the synthetic side. So hindi yan, no? So basically, ang sinasabi natin, kasi ang major product ni Mr. Hill is basically the sheet itself, no? Yung fiber sheet. Yun yung talagang binibenta nila. Hindi yung end product kung saan siya naging final. So there are 2 additional 4 classifications. Yun. Lumalabas, ang sinasabi niya is that kapag synthetic, normally, it's made from polypropylene, polyester, and nylon. Pero kapag ka natural fiber, which basically ito yung classification ng cotton, bamboo, hemp, viscose, and of course, yung grass na produkto ni Mr. Hill and Miss Michelle, no? So marami silang alternative. Ngayon, sasabihin ni Mr. Hill, pwede ba naming i-compete itong mga to? Definitely, ito yung mga possible na i-replace ng produkto nila, which is the 560311, 12, and then of course, itong tinatawag na 1.3, ito yung mga possible pa na in the future, no, yung innovations na ginagawa ni Mr. Hill, pwede niya talagang palitan lahat ng mga synthetic fiber na yan in the future. So, sobrang napaka-exciting yung laro ni Mr. Hill. So, syempre, just sabihin na yan, Jeremy, now that we know exactly what is our product, yung harmonized systems code niya, then gusto nating malaman yung international market. So before I actually continue, let me tell the audience, our listener, and Mr. Hill and Ms. Michelle, what I'm using is the International Trade Center Market Analysis Tools. So basically, lahat ng mga countries ay nagre-report dito ng kanilang export and import, no? So kino-consolidate nila dito. And then they have this tool wherein they share it to the world, no? So para in a sense, kung gusto mong mag-export at pupunta ka sa US, makikita mo kaagad-agad kung may potential ba na market doon, may export potential ka ba doon. Gusto mo pumunta sa China, gusto mong pumunta sa ibang bansa, dito mo kukunin siya. Of course, we have to deep dive, no? Ngayon, so yung potential ng 5603 series na yon na produkto, a flagship product ni Mr. Hill, is basically there are actually countries like US, swerte natin, number 1 na country na nangangailangan ng produkto natin, no? Next to it is Germany, China, Japan, Vietnam. Kapitbahay lang natin, kailangan din nila. Italy, UK, Canada, Poland, and France. And of course, di ba? Itong produkto nyo, Mr. Hill, is a 90 billion market year on year. At tumataas ang demand ng mga ito kasi natural product yon. So, organic product yung ginagamit nyo. So, talagang sabihin na natin, dyan papunta ang mundo sa natural made product, no? Hindi na sila nagre-rely sa synthetic side, no? So, ngayon, sasabihin mo, Jeremy, I wanted to know, si Philippines, sino-sinong country na the same product ang pinapadalhan niya? To answer the question there is that number 1 nating pinupuntahan ng produkto ng 5603 series is basically Japan, of course France nandyan, and definitely US nandyan siya, Spain, Australia, India, Switzerland, Korea, okay, South Korea, okay, China and Hong Kong, okay, dyan pumupunta, dyan ang may demand ng ating produkto made from the Philippines. But remember, kanina, worldwide yon. Kung gusto mong kumain ng mas malaking pie, I would suggest na pumunta ka sa international na laro. Okay? So, of course, maganda na rin na meron kang plan, no? Ngayon, tatargetin natin ang USA, no? So, ang maganda dun sa USA, we have already a support from Mr. Ferdinand, no? Through its emporium, no? So, meron na siyang network retailers, distributors that could actually help you immediately distribute your product, no? So hindi ka na masyadong maghihirap-hirap pa. Pag pupunta tayo sa ibang bansa, yun, medyo yan yung mga challenges ng mga exporters natin. Sino ang magiging distributor? So ang laro doon is that hanapan ka ng ang hirap hanapin yung mga distributors. Lucky for us, number one market is US, and then nandyan si Mr. Ferdinand. So let me now actually go to US. Saang bansa naman kinukuha ni US yung mga ganitong produkto? Number one is China. Good news in a way natin. Bakit good news? Kasi pinatungan niya ng tariff, di ba? Yung reciprocal tariff. So later, mapapansin niyo magkakaroon tayo ng additional sources of manufacturer na galing sa iba-ibang bansa kasi let me just mention you na 34% ngayon yung tariff para pumasok lang yung produkto ni China sa US. Papatawan siya ng 34 versus 17%. So, sasabihin na natin, wow, eto na yung katotohanan na nangyayari ngayon doon sa recently na disclosure ni Mr. President Trump, no, ng US. So, ang maganda nito is that we are on a very advantageous situation ngayon kasi isa tayo, we are probably the second in Asia na merong mababa, no, na tariff na hinatawan ni US sa atin. So basically yan yung mga magiging competition natin. Well, I would say at this point in time hindi na. Dati, yes, di ba? Dahil iba-iba yung structure ng tariff nila eh. Okay? Ang maganda naman ngayon dito is that we have to take advantage, no, kung itong scenario na to. Okay? So move forward tayo. Now, sasabihin natin, let's deep dive on the 560394. Bakit 560394? Because 150 grams and above muna yung analysis natin, no? Kasi like I said, different market kasi, meron yung different weight has a different market niche. Okay? So, pwedeng gumawa si Mr. Hill ng, okay, if you wanted a 150 gram above, ito yung presyo. If you wanted between 150 below up until 70 gram, ito yung presyo. 70 gram to 20 gram, ito yung presyo. 25 gram below, ito naman yung presyo niya. So, in short, mayroon siyang apat na pwedeng classifications na pwedeng gawin na ngayon. But, I have concentrated to 150 gram per square meter yung usapan, per yarda. So ngayon, number one is si US, okay? Meron ka namang 239 million na opportunity sa US to. Worldwide kasi and forecast is between 2025 to 2028, roughly magkakaroon siya ng 90 billion worldwide demand. 90 billion US dollar, no, ang market mo. Dito sa US, meron tayong 239 million na opportunity. Number one ang US na sa produkto mo. Unfortunately, Philippines talaga nagdidip tayo, yung pag-i-import nila sa Philippines bumababa. Dahil ba sa ayaw ng Philippines? Ayaw nila sa Philippines? The answer there is no. Walang nag-i-import. Ibig sabihin nun, may opportunity ka na ikunin mo yung buong market na yon. Okay, so huwag kang ma-despair. Ibig lang sabihin nun, isa ka sa dapat na kumain ng chunk na yon. Imagine that ang Philippines has a 0% as of this moment, no, as of 2025 doon sa USA. Opportunity, look at it on the other side, is 100% opportunity for Mr. Kadat na mag-export papunta sa US. In the first place, isa tayo sa pinakamababa yung tariff, and then you still have a very big opportunity in the US, no, na market. So sumobra man yung export mo sa kanila, okay lang kasi some of the countries na napatawan ng napakalaking tariff might highly likely to look for alternative countries that could actually help them export their product on a very low tariff, di ba? So Philippines is on a strategic pivot ngayon. So magandang laro ngayon natin, Mr. Hill. Okay, ngayon sasabihin mo, Jeremy, we are into sustainability. And did you know na ang US, meron ka ng 30 entities na pwede nating isa-isahing puntahan at i-promote nila with their all-out support sa'yo. Passionate silang na i-promote kasi sustainability product ka. So dito, meron na sa US na 30 entities na pwede nating pasyalan in the future, no, na magkukuha. The good news, of course, is definitely sa e-commerce side and online payment, things like that, wala kang problema sa US kasi 92% of their citizens are already into the e-commerce, e-payment. So wala na tayong problema kung magkaroon man tayo ng marketplace, no, yung binubuo ni Mr. Ferdinand, or yung actual na mom and pop shop, Filipino mom and pop shop, doon mo i-display yan, huwag ka na mamblema. They can actually use e-payment kung sakasakali. Okay, so ngayon ang question is that at this point in time, kasi i-apply nila, although 4 days na lang, di ba? Kung sakasakaling gusto mong umabol at gusto mong makapag-export supposedly ngayon, nasa 0. Okay, yung dati. Ngayon, di ginawa niya, nag-uniform kasi siya. Okay, so dati-rati, nasa 0 tayo, pero ginawa niyang 17. It's okay. Kasi at the end of the day, habang tumatagal yung 17% na yan, lalabas na yan, i-review naman nila isa-isa. Okay, so they can retain at 17 or in the future, pag meron na tayong free trade agreement, baka maayos na naman nila yan, no? Bumalik sa 0. At this point in time kasi 0, no? So, no worries, naging 17, pero again, Philippines is the second lowest tariff, no? Ngayon, sasabihin mo, ay paano yan? Pwede ko bang i-hold yung pagpunta ko sa US? Hanap muna ako ng ibang bansa na pwede kong i-export yung produkto ko? The answer is definitely yes. And in fact, ang suggestion ko is that don't put all your eggs in one nest. Diba? So dapat i-spread mo talaga yan, yung portfolio mo na yan. No? So I would suggest na, probably China is a good one. You can go to Japan, Vietnam, Germany, or Indonesia. These are the countries that you might want to actually expand in the future. Other countries that you would want to expand your distribution, Mr. Hill and Miss Michelle, no? So far, so good, Miss Michelle? Ayan. Naku, mukhang nahirapan ata silang i-absorb yung 90 billion US dollar.
Oh, yeah.
Ayan, so far, so good, no? All right. Actually, that's the end of my presentation. I have to actually hand it over to yung ating discussion to Ferdinand kasi marami pa tayong mapagkwentuhan. And balik ulit, Brother Ferdinand. There you go. Do you want to have any questions or mamaya na natin?
No, go ahead. I mean, Michelle, Gil, that was a lot of great information, but I'm sure you have some questions. So if you want to go ahead and ask questions before I start mine, go ahead and ask that with Jeremy. That was a lot of great information regarding global.
Yeah, this very quick question to Jeremy. Jeremy, I am more concerned of the 5603 about the weight, regarding the weight of per square meter of a fabric. I think
correct.
If we are going to weigh the product per square meter, mathematically improbable to attain a 150 gram.
Mm-hmm. Agree with you, Mr. Hill. But under the category ni 560394, basically sinabi niya doon 150 gram and above ang sabi niya doon.
And above, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
so
above,
meaning to say,
what is the maximum 150?
Wala na. When I say 350, that is correct. So medyo mabigat 'yon kapag ka 1 kilo, no? Mabigat 'yon, medyo makapal malamang yung fabric na 'yon. Ginagawa na siguro ng composite yan.
I'm sorry. I'm basing it with an animal hide ba? Kapag animal hide, 1 square meter na, more than 1 kilo yan.
That's right.
Actually, that's part of parte yun ng mga research ko, kaya inabot ng 10 taon.
Correct.
In-anticipate ko na yun eh.
Correct. So basically, lumalabas po yung category nyo if it's improbable na masustain nung 150 below. Kasi ang sinasabi ng mundo kasi is that kapag may different weight category yung fiber mo, meron siyang pinanggagamitan na very specific. Mapapansin mo
Correct.
yung magaan, ginagamit sa mga lingerie. So, sa isip-isip, okay, meron palang use yung mga yon. Kaya pala
Yeah,
mabenta
dahil
sa
dyan.
ladies wear yung mga ganon na
Oh,
klase. I was thinking.
sige.
So,
Yun lang naman.
probably in the future, if you have the technology that could actually be, yung flexibility, yung tensile, kaya niyang makuha. At the same time, mababa yung weight niya. Ay, Diyos ko, Mr. Hill, you're into bigger market. I'm assuming na mapag na-innovate mo yung technology mo. For now, I'm sure, nasa 150 and above ka pa. Pero if you're to look at the international standard na 4 na classification, you would probably, if I were to have the technology and the means, I would probably have a 4 category. Pag dumating yung international market, so, what are you doing with your end product? I'm doing a lingerie. Okay, hindi pwede ito yung 150 gram. Andito yan, yung akin. Ito, meron tayong 20 to 25 gram below. Pwede mong gamitin to. Ganun ang future thinking natin in the future.
Sige. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Hill, for that question. Miss Michelle, meron ka bang other question aside from paano natin dadalhin yung produkto sa US? Kasi si Brother Ferdinand ang sasagot dyan. I mean, hand it over.
Thank you for passing it on to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yung question ni Michelle, ibabato sa'yo bigla.
All right.
Para sagutin mo.
So I'm gonna, you took in a lot of information. My presentation is more like just to give you both a feel for what the U.S. market is all about. Jeremy, I always like it when he starts because he gives you a broad strokes about the whole landscape of international trade, especially for your product. So now, I don't promise a Philippine manufacturer to market their products throughout the United States. I focus on Southern California more specifically, and then the neighboring states, because at the end of the day, U.S. is still such a huge market that in the Southern California alone, there's so many Filipinos, over 1 million. But we're not trying to sell this to Filipinos only, as you know that. It comes under the category of feel good, look good, and be good. That's how we market Philippine products here in the U.S. And definitely, this is look good and be good. So if you guys are ready, let me go ahead and do my presentation and tell you a little bit about what I think you guys should be excited about. So I hope you're ready to do that. Okay? All right. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a rundown real quick, okay? So my presentation is basically focusing on your potential for profitability in the U.S. because that's what the show is about. We're trying to bring the attention of Philippine U.S. buyers, whether they be Filipinos or not, to look at Philippines as a place where they can source Filipino goods that are look good, feel good, and be good. Especially right now, Jeremy has just hit the nail on the head. Because at the end of the day, if you are currently a company based here in the U.S., looking for materials, looking for raw materials or products that you normally get from a Thailand or a Vietnamese, a Vietnam, now they're going to be forced just by pure numbers to go to the U.S. Don't you both agree? I mean, to the Philippines, don't you both agree?
I agree. Yeah, we agree. Because of the taxes, especially.
Yeah, so now basically we're in a really great position, the Philippines. So, but let me focus on yours. Right now, just like Jeremy said, in the U.S., the estimated in 2023, it was actually 4.1 billion, okay? And the trend of eco-fashion is still doing well, cruelty-free products, circular economy, Gen Z, millennial consumers, top sellers, bags, shoes, phone cases, and wallets, everything that you guys make, right, Michelle? That's what you guys make right now, right?
Yes, pasok sa banga.
Yeah, see, I love that. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. You're already doing it. So what's going to stop you from bringing that product here, right? So that's why Jeremy was doing that. So with that being said, the next thing that I want to go ahead and bring across to you and make a point is that your opportunities for Kadat here in the U.S. You're talking about Southern California only. In Southern California, have you guys both been in Southern California at all? No? Yes?
Never been to US.
Never been to America, Ferdy.
Well, I hope you do because of your product. Because in Southern California alone, that in itself is a very eco-conscious market. You can go to artisan fairs, Whole Foods style boutiques, custom B2B collaborations, interior designers, and eco-packaging solution. This is sort of like a haven for your products, Gil and Michelle. So that's the reason why you want to look more into the Southern California market, especially when you're doing your social media, Michelle. Okay? Now, let's go into the challenges of Cadat. I don't want to just paint a pretty picture for Cadat and any manufacturers in the Philippines to come here, because at the end of the day, there's always challenges, right? So let's be realistic. To me, what you guys are going to encounter is challenges in the material performance perception, the pricing competition, regulatory hurdles, supply chain scalabilities, and aligning with consumer trends. In your presentation, I noticed that you aligned, you mentioned that already about the material performance perception, right, Michelle? What did you say about your material perception? The performance?
It's durable, it's heat resistant, and it's also water resistant.
There. Who wouldn't want to buy something like that and being eco-conscious, right? So to me, I love that. You're already doing it, right? So I'm just reinforcing what you guys are already doing. Now, to me, to address these challenges, you need to continue, Gil, that's right up your alley. You focus on innovation. You continue to educate, right? You figure out how to manage that cost. Make sure you comply, and especially just stick with Jeremy, and he'll help you with that. You need to figure out the capacity building, because once your product catches on fire, so to speak, it's going to be amazing. Even though technically it's not going to catch on fire because it's heat proof, right? Okay, so right, so you just have to align that market. That's what you need to do. I just want to summarize this with you because I don't want to give you all this information, because at the end, Jeremy already talked a lot about that. But anyway, go ahead, Gil. Did you want to say something, Michelle? Besides laugh at me? I'm just kidding.
We have a motto here in Cadat that we will be here to stay.
Yes.
And continually improve our product.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping, my friend. That's what I'm hoping for both of you. That's why I'm excited. I keep telling you that. Okay, so now let's break down how you're gonna bring that product here really quick. Okay, so we're talking about let's use the your wallets, because I love your wallets. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna wink at both of you to see if you can send me one.
For sure.
So what you're looking at is the cost breakdown when you're bringing wallets, okay, from freight. These are all estimates. I don't want somebody watching it and hold me to this price, but this is just an estimate right now. The freight from Philippines to LA port is about $120 to $880, okay? These we're talking about wallets, okay? Customs and duties, you put 5% of declared value, and then the last mile delivery is maybe about $25 to $40 a box. The total landed cost, this is just very basic, okay? Because whoever's watching us, I want them to see that this product can be pretty profitable. So you're talking about the total landed cost per wallet is about $2.80 and $3.80, okay? So let's go to the next one. Right now, what you guys are up against in competition are those three. There's two companies called Senara and Doshi. Both of them are branding themselves as vegan fashion wear. You guys need to look at their website, but they're selling their product at that price that I'm showing you on the screen. And I think you can sell it for $50, okay? I don't know about your bottom line, but I would think that's a pretty good profit margin. I don't know. Is $50 good if you were to sell the wallets at $50?
It will make a fortune.
Well, I hope when you do, then I get to visit you and I get to see all your wealth there and doing really well. So I'm hoping that too. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. Yeah. All right. This is what I see as whoever's watching this. As a matter of fact, I posted this and people were actually curious because I really posted it. I don't know if you saw it. What I did was I put down an Amazon retail competitor, somebody named Samara Apple Leather Wallet. They were selling theirs for $50 to $70. Doshi Vegan Belt is $60 to $85. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong or I'm just, whatever. But again, this is just estimate. The way I think is the manufacturing cost of that wallet is probably anywhere from $6 to $10. The shipping cost is like $1.80 to $3 per wallet. The suggested wholesale price for that is about $20 to $25. The retail price, I'm hoping, would be $45.50. I'm hoping your margin would be about 40 to 65%. If that were to happen, what will that mean to both of you in your business?
Probably we will close down in 1 year. Because of the profitability.
But you're gonna go on vacation?
Can I have some comment about this Dosi vegan?
Yeah.
Is this will be broadcasted? Or?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dosi, I'm not sure if this Dosi vegan is plant-based, and also this Samara Apple leather wallet, if it's plant-based.
One of them is PU.
One of them is PU, I think. When you say PU, it's 100% plastic.
Yeah. See?
And
That's
this
what I'm
Samara
saying.
Apple,
Well, but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's what
I
I'm
hope we
saying
have
about,
that.
that's why I'm saying about your product, right? They're selling that. They're selling that on Amazon. So what is that going to mean to you? I'm just excited what that's going to mean to you. Okay. Now, this is a breakdown again of the profitability model for a wallet. Cost to produce. How much is that about right? I mean, how much is it to produce a wallet? Just give me an idea really quick.
This wallet, I think you mean a card case for the $6.
Sure.
Card
The
case. The card case.
$6. Yeah. So how much is that about right? I mean, $6 times whatever the currency. How much is it to produce that? Just give me a rough figure.
Yeah, for the card cases, that's about correct. But when
Okay.
it comes to wallet, maybe a little bit more because of the wallet. It's a bit
Okay,
bigger
so it just really depends on the wallet. And then the cost to ship it, $2.50. The import duty is about $1.50. The total landed cost is about $10. And then you're going to wholesale that to 2025, retail it on Amazon at 45, and margin wholesale at 100%. And then you've got potentially a margin of 350. Yes, I know all of this are huge numbers, right? At the end of the day, it's all about the way you market, and that's where Michelle comes in.
Correct.
Okay, that's where the Michelle comes in. It's how you want to position yourself as a premium brand. Okay, so moving forward, this is how my idea of how to sell this product in Southern California. Okay, in the beginning, you're trying to just not spend too much money. I get that. A lot of Philippine manufacturers the same thing, right? Especially now. So what we're going to do is you're going to do pop-up booths. You're going to do a lot of social media influencers. I know, Michelle, you know all about this. We're going to try to go to wholesale mom and pop shops. We're going to put this through my existing project, which is called the Bayanihan Commerce Network, where we're trying to network all various types of Filipino stores and online retailers that love Philippine products and promote it through them. Okay, and it's a network that we're trying to constantly build and be connected to each other. It's actually live now. It's called Bayanihan Commerce Network. And then you do a lot more B2B email pitches to a lot of potential, like interior designers, everyone that you mentioned, Michelle. All of that takes you to be consistent with your marketing, and you need to coordinate with Emporium to be able to get your message to these other places. But you create the content, we're just going to try to distribute it. Okay. So next is, to me, your unique selling proposition is that it's handcrafted. It's grass-based leather from the Philippines. You're combining sustainability, cultural identity, and artisan craftsmanship. That is a premium. You need to believe that. You need to walk that. You need to go ahead and make sure everything that you give in terms of message is the same as that. I love the message that you did on Facebook. I'm going to show that a little bit later, but let me just go ahead and finish. Okay, so the three key takeaways. First one is the U.S. market is hungry for authentic, eco-friendly materials. We all know that. Jeremy knows that. You know that. Michelle knows that. I know that. Everybody who's probably watching the show knows that. Cadat's plant-based textile is uniquely positioned to its due to its story. You have an amazing story. You made Jeremy cry, that's for sure. Sustainability and design, right? The third one is with the right pricing. This is where we, I think, lose out. But now that we have this tariff thing going, we're probably the lowest out of there, the Southeast Asian countries, partnerships and passion, this Philippine innovation can become, I like to think, a global trend. I am hoping I'm getting you both excited as far as that's concerned. And then again, my slogan for you is Cadat Handcrafted, crafting sustainable elegance from nature. Is that good?
Wow.
I like that. Yeah.
I owe you.
Yeah. that's my slogan for your company. because you're both. I can feel and sense how you guys want to promote this product. You're both elegant people. It's sustainable, and you love nature. So with that being said, let me go ahead and bring back. This is my information. This PowerPoint that I just shared with you, I will be sending it out to you. If you want the sources of where I got that, I'd be more than happy to. So this is our gift to you in terms of market research, even though I know Gil, Michelle, you guys are probably both already done a lot of research, but let's just add this on to what you're doing, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and bring back Jeremy. All right,
Yun.
here goes Jeremy, my friend.
Yes, napaiyak ako doon. No, sabi ko nga sa'yo, pag mga ganun ang sinasabi ng mga exporters sa atin, nako, Diyos ko, number one sa puso ko yon, brother.
Yeah,
I owe you one wallet and
Thank you. Magkakaroon na ako ng kadat, no? Original.
yeah, for you, I would suggest that one because for you to test it in America and in Cavite.
Yeah,
that's right.
No,
that's right.
I'm excited to be able to do that. But let's find out a little bit now that we've gotten the analysis out of the way. Let's go ahead and do a little question and answer. We prepared some questions for you to answer. Just my own curiosity. So let me go ahead and bring up the first question for you. Okay, so you already said it, but I want you to emphasize it more. So my question to you is this. What makes your product truly unique from other products currently in the marketplace? Just like you started to sort of separate yourself from Doshi and Sumara. So why don't we, briefly answer that? It doesn't matter which one you answer, whether you, Michelle, or Gil.
I will answer it with your permission, my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, we are 100% plant-based. Our material, I should say, it's what you call this, fibrous, any fibrous plant material, we use it. So, and it's sustainable because it comes from plants and leaves, grass and leaves, to be exact.
Okay, perfect. Now, Michelle, I want to ask you this one. Even though technically I know you handle the marketing cost part of it, but let me go ahead and ask you this one. So my question is, where do you see your company in 6 months to a year from now regarding exporting your products?
We would like to experience exporting because we haven't tried it. We only experience indirect exporting. So whenever we have relatives or friends who are coming back here in the Philippines, they buy our products and then they bring those products to where they are living right now in abroad, for example. So in 6 months to a year from now, maybe we can try exporting some like the small ones so that we know the
quality.
The quality.
Test the quality of the
can
product
test the
too.
quality, and also so that we can yung rules and regulations regarding the exportation so that we can have
we know that's a long way to go, but we'll try with your help,
just
guys.
a couple of products.
Well, I think you're going to be in good hands. Like I said, Jeremy will take care of you there. I'm waiting for you guys to be here, but I don't want to wait too long. And what I mean by that is that slowly bring it in and let people see it, okay? Because it's so amazing to know that there's something that looks like leather and even feels like leather, and it's not from a cow. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of people fascinated or curious about that. If Michelle, if your marketing team or in my team just really coordinate on how to do that, I think we can make some dent in terms of more curiosity. Don't you agree?
Yeah, meron akong tanong. Actually pinost ko siya, no. So, Mr. Hill, Miss Michelle, I'm not sure kung sino yung in charge sa inyong dalawa, no. So, ano yung mga certifications or yung performance test that you actually had done it with your grass leather fiber, especially in terms of yung durability. How are you testing the durability, the water resistance, and then of course yung export readiness niya? You were saying na paano nyo siya ginawa po? Anything ano yung mga testing for that specific in terms of durability, water resistance?
Yeah,
Can you
this
expound on that po?
Yeah, our product, you can soak it in water, and then
Once it dries,
once it
back
dries,
to
it will go back to its original color. Well, pag sinok mo siya, it will lighten a little bit because of the absorbability. Since this is one test wherein you can say that it is plant-based because it absorbs water. Nag-absorb siya, but it will never expand.
It will never
That's it.
expand. Oh,
No, it will
wow.
not expand. And it will be, the outcome will be, pag nag-absorb ng tubig, magiging lighter yung color niya because of nag-absorb nga eh. But once dinry mo siya, babalik siya sa original
Babalik
color.
ulit siya. Oo.
Yes.
That's nice.
Number two, which is very important, we can claim it as scratch resistant and scratch proof because this is only our product. This is the only product here in the Philippines, probably, na you can scrape it with a sharp knife.
Wow. Cool. Di parang kanya, no? Parang pwedeng alternative to yung mga life vest, yung mga bulletproof.
Hindi naman siguro. But the thing there is, you can expect na hindi na siya mangungupas.
Hindi siya mangungupas.
Yeah, I've done it.
Wow.
I've done it with most of our exhibits. Mas kikaskasin mo siya, lalo siyang kikintab.
Lalo pa siyang kikintab. So,
yes,
ano yun, lalagyan natin ng parang ready?
No.
Wala na, no need na. Inherent sa kanya.
Yes,
wow.
yes. That's one of the
value for money, in other words, no? Pag bumili ka niyan, value for money, no? Kasi imagine mo, most of the time na-scratch talaga eh. Diyan nauuna nasisira.
Yes. And I've shown that to some of our exhibits. In Okada, we did the... Ngayon, siyempre, alam mo, we cannot differentiate it. We cannot compare it with the animal hide because ano yun eh,
natural kasi talaga yan.
Mas matibay talaga. But there are some characteristics that we can find from our fabric na hindi mo naman siya makikita sa animal hide. And that's same thing. Yeah. Exactly. Because hindi naman natin sila kalaban eh.
True.
Alternative lang tayo if those who want or who demands a 100% or cruelty-free product, they can try Kadat.
Actually, I was researching, pwede siya sa mga sasakyan eh. 'Di ba normally may mga pang-plate siya sa harapan, ganon. They wanted leather. Oh, ito gamitin mo. Leather type, grass leather, 'di ba? Mga dashboard nila, gano'n, upholstery, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Dami application.
Gil and Michelle and Jeremy. So we're almost at the end of the show. So I love the discussion that we're having because, like you said, definitely a lot of application. So we're like talking to each other. We're like cheerleaders because we already know this is amazing. What we just need to do is consistently build a plan to educate the U.S. market about your product. That's all I really see because we're all convinced of that. Because like you said, I was going to ask you to build maybe a vest for me because you said, I can use for bulletproof or something, right? I could do that too. So, yeah, especially if I go in the bad neighborhoods of LA, right? Kung merong mga bad neighborhoods, punta ako doon, right? So yung bad, sabi ko, if I hold up ako, sabi ko, kada.
Knife welding, kachak! Wala, talbog.
Anyway, so I only wanted to say that to segue into our next segment because both of you know that our signature ending it entitles us for just to relax now, enjoy what we just did, and we call it the happy dance. So hopefully you guys are ready to go. But before we go to the happy dance, is there something else that maybe briefly say about the U.S. market and what you want that message to be?
Michelle.
And a message to our international buyer, Michelle and Mr. Hill?
Yeah, so we at Kadat, we are very proud to say that we have invented something out of grass and leaves. And since it's a Filipino product, we would like to invite our kababayans abroad to buy local through our Facebook account, or maybe if you can come back here in the Philippines, you can try visiting our physical stores in Lucban, Quezon, and also in Luisiana, Laguna.
Wow. Okay, that's good.
Wow, that's
The one thing that we've been getting is that when somebody appears on our show, then the people in the Philippines see it, and they all of a sudden think, "Wow, maybe I should really try that." That's why there's like a
Yeah.
bounce back effect, and Jeremy
Actually.
has probably known that too. So, di ba, Jeremy?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, yung other chat group natin, di ba? Sabi niya, oh, Diyos ko naman, Ferdy, you got me out sa bags na. So, may idadagdag na naman siya sa collection niya. Kadat
Yeah.
bag.
No,
Sabi
there's
ko,
a lot of people.
OMG. May ang
Yeah.
daming naghihintay.
Yeah, the income is still very much for the people that can afford it, they'll buy that all day long. So okay, with that being said, I just wanted to let you know that Jeremy and I don't have a big budget, right? We don't have a big budget. We want to have a DJ.
Disclaimer.
But we can barely afford a DJ to appear on our show. So we're desperate. So hopefully you don't mind our DJ. So are you ready? Are you guys ready to do the happy dance for the Emporium happy dance?
Of course.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. Start warming up. Okay, start warming up. Like that. So we're gonna get going. Okay, so hold on. Let me go ahead and get the music ready for all of you, so that we can go ahead and get started and end the show. So here's the music. All right, here you go. Where's the happy dance? Okay. All right. So you see that, right? That's our dance. Okay. So now, go ahead and bring our DJ. Then we do the happy dance. Here's our DJ.
DJ!
Yeah,
Come on, DJ!
DJ!
Oh, hey!
There you go.
Bigyan
So
niyo ng
here we go.
kadat!
that's
Bigyan
what
na ng kadat at leather!
So we just dance, side to side. Come on, both.
Yeah, lagyan mo ng shield! Kadat, shield! Bigyan niyo ng jacket made of kadat! Leather!
There you go. That's all we wanted to do. Do the happy dance like this.
Oh my God! Bigyan ng jacket! Made of grass!
All right. You guys are good. I'm amazing. Thank you. We'll end the show right there.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright!
There you go.
And for this opportunity, we are very happy.
Yeah, I'm grateful to you, both of you guys. You mentioned about teamwork. We cannot just do this.
Yep.
I believe
Oh my God.
I believe in teamwork, and I am a guy who I don't I value teamwork and working together, collaboration, the most important.
You see, the collaboration that we're always trying to portray to the Philippine exporter is that, again, I always bring back Jeremy, because if I didn't have Jeremy there to sort of prepare everybody, then as much as he needs me as much as I need him, that component of it is probably what I want to see more, where they go reach out to Jeremy and really ask for his help, because he's a wealth of knowledge. And then once he's done, I take over from there, because if you guys are motivated, then I'm motivated. So we look for brands that are motivated but also unique, okay, that we can sell in the US market, not just because we're trying to say it's Philippine products, but remember, your product is being marketed here, will be marketed here, because we're calling it feel good, look good, and be good. It doesn't matter. I mean, Philippines, it just happens to be in the Philippines, but we want the Philippines to be known as that, makers of feel good, look good, and be good products. Okay? So anyway, with that being said, I will say goodbye to both of you. Thank you so much for being in our show. If you guys want to say one farewell goodbye to whoever, to your clients or guests, I'll give you that opportunity now before I I go ahead and close up the camera.
Yeah, to all my kababayans out there, kaya ng Pinoy. Marami tayong artisan, marami tayong artist, mga magagaling na Pilipino. I firmly believe in the Filipino talent. Ang kailangan lang natin ay raw materials, and that is my job. And I will continually focus in producing a world-class textile. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Michelle? Wala, nahiya ka
Naiyak
pa ngayon.
Oo nga
Nahiya
eh.
ka pa ngayon.
Naiyak ako.
My message is too good na raw. Yeah.
We can end that way.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I owe you
Bye.
guys.
Bye. All right, Jeremy. So we are done. We wrapped up another show, my friend. So I'll let you go and say goodbye to all your peeps, to your group, and tell them thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah. Of course, to our followers, at yung mga new viewers natin, don't forget to subscribe and like our Facebook, YouTube, and all of those things would actually, help us, to promote our Filipino proud products, So, we owe a lot to you. Once na-click nyo yan, subscribe, i-on nyo yung bell notification, please. Every 2 weeks, meron tayong mga bagong mga exporters, So, tulungan natin, kababayan. Bayanihan po tayo dito sa export natin, na ventures natin, the Uncovering Profitable Philippine Product live stream program. All right. Thank you, Brother Ferdinand. See you next week.
You got it, friend. All right. So we're ending up another show. Thank you all for watching. I'm very grateful for all of the support that you have given this show, and to me, and to Emporium, and to Jeremy. I hope that you continue to support and collaborate for the creation of more awareness and sales opportunities for Philippine-made products in the U.S. market. See you again in 2 weeks, live in 2 weeks, for the Uncovering Profitable Philippine Product live stream. And please support the movement. And then right now, more than ever, this is the time to create more awareness for Philippine products. There's always an opportunity for growth. There's opportunity even in the chaos. So please click the subscribe button in all of our social media platforms. I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and take care, ingat, and enjoy life, regardless, and always laugh. Take care. Bye-bye.